the most modern, the most beautiful, the fastest passenger ship in the world, the SS United States.
The SS United States is America's flagship. She smashed the transatlantic speed record on her maiden voyage in 1952, a record that I suspect will never be broken. She was an iconic symbol of this nation's post-war sense of pride, patriotism, purpose. Now the SS United States is, as you can see, a lady in waiting. The SS United States Conservancy purchased the vessel in 2011, and we are fighting a valiant battle to preserve and restore the ship into a mixed-use museum and development. If we don't achieve significant support by the end of the month, unfortunately, we will most likely have to sell the vessel for scrap ourselves, which, as you can imagine, many of us have spent over a decade trying to preserve this iconic piece of our history. And for us to be the ones to authorize the destruction is an extremely painful prospect.
Well, you're entering B deck. B deck was the work platform of the ship, actually, where most of the crew were able to come together. This was the main hub, 24/7, with 1,000 crew members coming by. There was always 300-400 people. It's a lot quieter now than it was in 1955. When I first arrived on the ship, my position was elevator operator, which wasn't the most desirable or influential position on the ship. A year after that, I got the promotion to a ship's photographer, and I had my own cabin up on the upper deck. It was very special. Yes, I felt that I had arrived at the apex of my life, and I think I was 21 at the time. What you see before you here is where the first class dining room tables were. Most people wore black tie for first class, and the ladies had long dresses. A lot of people who really did a lot of traveling preferred cabin class over first class, so they didn't have to dress. They didn't have to wear the fancy corsages and the black ties, and that was mostly for rookies, the first class people who never had a chance to really travel much. Now, these were the steam table and where all the ovens were. These were the cabin class chefs that did the cooking here, and the waiters would come in.
131 chefs working behind the scenes in spotless kitchens.
And over here, I remember, is where the wines and the champagnes were stored and given to the waiters and the maitre d's. Took John Wayne's photograph with the Commodore out on the open deck. We spent some time with Marlon Brando. He was a character. As a bellboy, I worked, for instance, on President Truman. Every single morning at 8 o'clock, I would have to go down to his room and knock on his door with his telegrams. The president would always say, "Good morning, Joseph. How are things in New Jersey?" And I would say the same, and then he would say, "Well, that's too bad."
There's a limitless possibility of how the ship could be repurposed. It's one of the most innovative waterfront redevelopment project opportunities, I would argue, anywhere in the world. We are so close, but we've also never been closer to losing this ship, because the expenses we pay every month total approximately $60,000, and it has been a real challenge to sustain that.
The ship really has to be saved. It's more than a ship; it's a city, and the people that traveled on it. 3,000 people making 400 voyages, all in safety.